Let's call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Healer.
Here.
Bramblett. Here. Fitzgerald. Here. Irvin.
Here.
Harris.
Yes.
Bertel.
Here. Please stand for the prayer and pledge of allegiance. Roll call, please, are on silence. Let us pray, O Lord, that we who serve the people in public office may have your blessing and guidance in our deliberations and decisions, so that what we accomplish here this evening will be just and beneficial to the people we serve. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, I'm going to print them after. I'll go upstairs and print them as soon as the meeting's over. And I'll stick them in the boxes.
Okay, just a word on that there. Janet, we're gonna need all the minutes from all previous meetings. I don't know if they're on file.
Kim has them.
All, because I know some council members don't have previous meetings. And
I'll give those to Kim.
if we get audited, we're gonna be in trouble on that.
Yeah, I give them to her for her file.
But yeah, and like I said before, beginning of the year, I like to have council to have meetings the Friday before the meetings, so they can look them over, and we don't have to spend time going over them at the meeting. All right, Jags?
Okay.
Oh, good to me.
Be nice if I had a key.
Silent.
All right, for Debbie. Petitions and communications? Anything? Okay, again, we had a, I don't know if you guys seen the news, but complaints on the buildings in town here. You know, the school, the old church up there, the building on Kirkdall, the building in the alleyway. And I told Channel 9 that our police go through the alley and the fire department's up there keeping things. But we really have to start making a move on some of these buildings. I told Channel 9 we'll do a story on the buildings in Mingo that the owners are letting go, that we really start having to dig into this. I know there's no money out there, but everything's a safety hazard, and it's getting to the point where people just don't care. And we, as a council and administration, have to start really, and our solicitors have to really start going after these people, digging on what we can and can't do. The guy says he still has plans for that building, which, yeah, I do too. So, anybody got a comment?
I do. He got a hold of me today.
Oh, did he?
On Facebook. If you want me to read everything, it's about this long. I'll be glad to. But
he says
it was basically about the building. He did say News 9 did an interview with him,
Yeah,
that he's had some broken windows and stuff. He asked if we could trim a tree that was kind of blocking the view from the senior building up to the thing, and I told him we don't go on private property.
I had Timmy go around there Friday and trim all the high weeds that are around there. Not the tree, but Timmy went around there and trimmed around the building.
Well, I told him he needed to hire somebody to do that. He's still over.
Where?
Philippines.
Yeah, Philippines.
I talked to the caretaker, or talked to the lady today that called. And basically, he wanted us to trim that tree. And he's looking for a caretaker. And I said, well, you got to tell me what kind of money you're looking at to pay somebody to do that. And I'm going to do it for free. And I also told him that I'm going to sit on your property 24/7. I said, and he said, well, maybe the neighbors. And I said, well, in that area, I don't know how much the neighbors are going to help you as far as your building. The other issue is I asked her, what are you going to do with this building? And he said, he's going to come back and he's going to board it up and this and that. And I was like, we want this building gone or whatever. Something's got to be done with it. And if you're just going to board it up and walk away. Because he asked me if the village would like to buy it back. And I said, not just no, but hell no.
I told him the last time I was in it 2 years ago, it had an almost intolerable smell of mold.
Well, I think they took all the copper out. They broke in there and took all the copper out. It had a bunch of water leaks. And so, I mean, the buildings, to renovate that building right now would be just, wow.
He did tell me that the fire department and the police department were more than willing to, they could use it to train in. however they wanted
Yeah,
to.
if we could burn it down, we gotta burn it down. Yeah, I know you're not allowed to do that anymore.
But he does have an outstanding warrant for
Does it?
$1,200.
No,
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I asked the other day. So, all right, then, with that there, you know where my feelings are on that, and with that, I'll let Bob take over.
We got my minutes, we just hot patch the whole time until we run out. And we have roads that are kind of bad shape, but I think we've done a very good job with the hot patch. Also, we just finished up the chip and seal. I use that on basically the roads that there's not a lot of houses on because it does get a little dusty and there is a little gravel there. But we did St. Clair, we chip and seal all the way down to WTOV. Let's see, I got a list of what we did. We did Legion Drive again because like I said, it's up around that ball field. And we actually did from Steeple, you don't even know where these roads are at because I didn't know the name of these roads. Riverview's up there where I live, all the way down to Steeple, which is right where you can go up to WTOV. And we're just gonna, try to do some chip and seal around this area. I don't want to do the main roads, but those roads like that I think is a good idea. You put enough on it in a few years, it really does harden up, and it's almost like asphalt. But it's much cheaper to do it like that. So even some of our alleys might, need some help. So we're just going to continue to do that. I think it cost me maybe 18 grand to do all those roads.
Question, I wanted to let you know, first off, Joanne Gorney commented on the positive page, what a great job you guys did on Morrow's Hill, that it was really nice to go up and down now. She also mentioned and wanted to know if there was any way anybody could take a look at the Summit Avenue alley. I told her a couple of years ago that, we need to get the main roads and not the alleys, but she said that there's some just huge potholes and stuff back there, and there's like 20 families that use that road. I told her I'd bring it up tonight.
We dumped a bunch of asphalt back there at one time, so, we can take a look at it again.
Okay.
But, and that might be one of the roads we look at next year just to try to, hot patch and then chip and seal.
Yeah.
So. A lot of people were against chip and seal, but it's really not all that bad, especially when you hot patch and it pops out during the winter.
Yeah.
So anyhow, where was I at? Okay, we had a change order for the EQ tank. We got like $4,300. Basically, all I was going to do is put a water stop along the horizontal edges of the walls. I don't know why that wasn't in the original scope of the project. They are going to grout it, but we're going to put an additional seal on it. So, it's well worth it. We have a lot of money invested in it. We certainly don't want any leaks with those walls. And that project is going very, very well. I don't think they had a rain rainy day yet. So hopefully they'll be able to get that done before May of 2021. Working on a paving schedule. Gaston Baker got it. That's $117,000. That's a misprint by me, which is great numbers for us. I'm going to sit down with the engineers tomorrow and the paving company around 3:30. We're going to look at what we can do for alternates. So right now we're looking at Voluska, Legion Drive to Granitier, and we're actually going to do Summit in the front, but over to Morrow's Hill, so that all connects, which will be nice paving right there. Some of the alternates I was looking at, I think I got Legion Drive, I think I got Logan up to 5 points of Bertel also on there. So we're getting a good bang for our buck there. So like I said, we'll sit down and we'll look at the alternates that I had on there and see what we can do. And I was looking at a budget close to $200,000, so whatever we can get for close to that, that's what we're going to get done. I think we've made some major inroads, no pun intended, on our infrastructures in this town. Wastewater treatment plant, water treatment plant, the roads. They left bad for a very long time. That brings me down to the chip and seal, which we've already talked about. We ordered a humidifier for the plant. It came in at $119,000. And the meters, we have over 500 meters installed. I think that is fantastic. I think we're close to like 545. So that's my report, and I will give you the water report and sewer report. I was wrong. There's 523 meters that have been upgraded. 350 remaining. Routine compliance samples were sent out to the Master Lab. Routine gas and weed cutting are ongoing. Routine service call and utility locating are ongoing. One of the things that Wayne brought up to me, you know, that there was basically the governor mandated that, you know, we are not going to shut people off during this COVID. Well, that's been lifted, and people really took advantage of that. And what I basically told them to do is, you know, you give them a 24-hour notice, because a lot of these people already had notices, okay, to get their water shut off. And I said, you give them 24-hour notice, and you go shut it off. You know, I said, you use your discretion, but that's my, you know, that's my recommendation to you. Because a lot of these people did not, they have no intention of paying their water bill, folks. No intention.
Right.
Same goes with electric. That's kind of lifted, so if you have an outstanding electric bill, you better pay attention to it.
I just plug into you, Jack. That's all. Read radio meters are being regularly scheduled and installed. He talks about delinquent accounts, ongoing governor's order barring shutoffs and rescinded as of July 10th. Construction continues on the EQ tank. August 6th, installed new blow-off system on the dead end. So we tried to take care of that individual that came in here.
Tracy,
Yeah.
yes.
We've ran the water for 2.5 hours up there, whatever else. So hopefully we've taken care of that problem. Sewer service, water tower repair a leak on Peeler Street. There were 2 bids received on a dehumidifier, and they said $119,000 was Catchell Company, so we got the bid. Services sewer departments vacuum out the gravel in the 200 and 300 blocks of Petrick Avenue. Work on raw water pump stuffing blocks and the shaft continues at North Well. They have some vacuum excavation that needs concrete and blacktop in various areas. Some of them where there were leaks actually when they repaired them due to 2 water line breaks. I'm very happy with our sewage treatment plant and of course our water treatment plant. Those guys do a very good job down there. Right now, we're investing in both those plants. I would think that
God bless you.
next year we won't have any real big ticket items. I think we actually have even additional pumps that we have on the shelf.
Nice.
So we have worked in the last 4 years to really upgrade and get that plant, both of those plants, up to par. And you know, if the mill survives, if it doesn't survive, you know, we did a lot of work in the first 3 years there, guys, without that mill. It doesn't take rocket science. You just got to prioritize what you got to do, and you got to fix it. You just can't keep putting the finger in the dike. You got to fix these things, especially the infrastructure. So I think we're on the road to recovery there. I know we're on the road to recovery. I think that's really all I have for tonight.
Mr. Huggins, you have anything?
No, nothing tonight. Mr. Smith, excuse me.
Go ahead.
I'm looking for an ordinance for transferring money for new meters. We still haven't received it, have we?
There should be 2 ordinances here for us. Did anybody see anything? Let me go upstairs and look around. There should be 2.
I have no idea.
We're supposed to transfer funds for the new meters?
I know we're supposed to transfer funds, but I mean, I call the solicitor to take care of the ordinances, so I mean, I don't know.
Well, we're waiting. Chief Sagan, you have anything?
I have a couple things. Last week we had a small little drug raid on Steuben Street. Guy we're looking for him on a warrant. We went down there with the drug task force, our drug unit. In the last month, we had an incident down on 2000 block of commercial. 6 people are fighting, 7 people are fighting. One of the guys found a gun, fire shots in the air. We have warrants on him. We're looking for him. Also, his brother is wanted on probation violation for the fight. Officer McKenzie was accepted into their school this September. So we're gonna try to get the DARE program started back up again. Pretty much that happened. All right.
Thank you.
Thank
Be great at that.
Go ahead, Jack. Now we're back to the ordinances here.
I don't think we're that far, are we?
No.
Well, you're looking for him.
Yeah, they're
Well, I'm only got it, that's all. Didn't we do one of these last week?
I had no idea. I wasn't here last week. For the last time.
Last week we did the one for the roads.
Yeah, that was for the
That was
roads.
for the roads. We meant
Right.
special to get that passed.
Okay, when we go into that. All right, Brandon here for Chief Rayhoff. Oh, there's Chief. He was sitting down, he was sitting down here.
Well, I know you didn't see me out that mask on.
Go ahead, Jim.
Thank you, Mayor. I got a few things. July report, we had 98 calls last month. 44 of them were EMS runs. Had a lot of lift assists and 14 calls, mainly to Steubenville, that we did not respond to, medical calls, because we had nobody to cover town. We did have one structure fire up on Logan Avenue, 2 vehicle fires, 1 rubbish fire, 4 motor vehicle crashes. I think only one of those did we actually transport to anybody, and a few other public service calls, storm cleanups. As of today's date, we're at 676 calls, and we're like 30-some, close to 30, I think it is, ahead of last year, and last year was our busiest year at 1,092, so we're probably going to break another record this year, which means we're staying pretty busy, and up the next order of business, which is the fact that we're having a severe manpower shortage. I only have right now like 3 part-timers that are actually working, and 2 of those are affected by school. 1 is a student and is going back to school, and the other is married to a teacher and has to do daycare while his wife teaches. So this week right here that we're in, I have 8 turns filled out of 21. That's 13 open shifts that there's only 1 full-timer working, and either somebody else is covering, if we can find anybody to do that, or you're going to sit on scene till we get mutual aid to come. We're hurting for people. I've brought this up before. There is a deficit of EMS, qualified EMS people in this county. Everybody's going to full-time employees or part-time paid. It's tough to get people to do the jobs. There's not enough to go around. Statistically, we're near the bottom on pay scale, especially for paramedics. So it's tough to get people here. We're putting notices out. I went on the Ohio Means Job website, posted a notice. We're going to post on Facebook, but we are in dire straits when it comes to personnel. And fire department is a manpower-oriented occupation. You can't run a fire department 2, 3, 4, 5 people. So I'm not exactly sure what the solution is, because even if you raise wages, which I know is not a popular thing, if you don't have the qualified people, you still might not be able to get to many. I don't know. We only have 4 full-time employees instead of what should I consider what should be is 5. So that puts more stress on the 4 full-timers to try and get all this done. We're already, working 1 extra turn a week to fill the schedule. Anytime you got somebody off sick or vacation, then you only got 3 3 guys trying to fill in those extra turns and then expecting people to sit at home and answer calls when they're not working. It's getting tough. I mentioned this before. The model under which this fire department works is broken, and it's not working well anymore. I think at some point the village is going to have to decide what you want to do with your fire and EMS department. One of the things that you have to provide if you're going to have a service is the people to give those services. You can have big fancy fire trucks and brand new ambulances and top of the line equipment, but if you don't have people to take them out and do the job, your department's not any good. I don't know, like I said, I'm not sure exactly what the solution to the problem is. You could try increasing wages, but, you know, I wouldn't guarantee that that's gonna get the people, but
I have a question, Jim.
sure.
Are these 2 gentlemen the full-time or the part-time?
I'm full-time.
Todd is a full-timer and Austin's a part-timer.
Okay. So, the requirement, can part-timers also go and take the EMT test and everything?
Well, they all are
Are supposed
EMTs.
to?
Yeah.
Okay, have you, either one of you taken the test?
I'm a fire
He's
chief.
a paramedic.
Oh,
He used to work full-time for us. He's got the best qualifications.
okay. And the other young gentleman?
I'm fire one and then basic EMT.
And have you taken the test yet, or going to take the test? Has that been
What do you mean by?
Paramedic test.
the
I think is-
paramedic? Have you
Paramedic?
taken the test? Have you been qualified?
No, they're
You have to
not,
go through a 2-year class for a
Is that it?
paramedic.
Okay.
It's 2 years long.
Okay. And how long have you been worked for us?
Just over a year full-time and then,
Okay.
about 2.5, 3 years part-time
Okay.
total.
I was just curious, because when he was saying full-time and
well,
part-time.
what Jim's getting
I
to,
was ready
and
to-
I was gonna say this a little bit ago, Tim Mattern, his last day was on the 13th. So then we're gonna hire Brandon full-time as of Monday.
Yeah.
He came on full-time.
Yeah.
So Mattern left, now we still are down to, what have we got, 4 full-timers, Jim?
Yep.
4
Yes, sir.
full-timers. And
And that's-
Austin, you fill in whenever you can, right?
Yeah, when I can, but
Yeah.
it's been hard
Right.
working Wintersville. We've been taking a lot of student bill calls lately.
And that's,
So do you work full-time at Wintersville?
Yeah, summer lieutenant at Wintersville.
Okay.
so.
Oh, okay.
This is not a problem that's gonna go away, folks, I'm telling you that. This is a problem that's only gonna get worse. So you're gonna have to, you know, people gotta sit down and figure out what you wanna do going forward. Because it's not gonna continue to work like this. Like I said, we got 13 turns this week that are full-timers working by themselves. We shouldn't be doing that at all, as far as I'm concerned, but I understand the situation. We're doing the best we can, but, you know, you're not doing the citizens any good when you're only sending one person out there. You're not doing the employees any good. Somebody's gonna get hurt or killed someday, trying to do their job by themselves. It's not sustainable. So either somebody comes up with a way to have more people available, or you might have to look at other options. But it's not working right now.
As far as ways and routes in which council can assist, from a councilmanic perspective, I'm not sure how many options we have at our disposal, maybe more administrative. Nonetheless, I know one thing that was brought up, I'm not quite sure how much it would really assist the matters as far as personnel, would be a stipulation in the contract which specifies only 2 part-timers type of thing in that rotation. If we were to come to agreement, if the union would agree, you know, based upon ifs and ifs, if we had a larger pool that you could use at a certain time, would that provide any benefit?
No, not in what I'm talking about right now, because what I'm talking about mainly is the second person on shift. yes, that would help,
Fill some turns.
when open turns come up, people take vacation, the full-timers report off, whatever, and you need to fill those slots. If there's a larger pool of people that are eligible to do that, yes, it would make that a simpler process, and easier on people. The larger that list is, the easier it is to find people, because you always got people who are busy, this, that, or the other, in one way or another, aren't able to come to work. So the longer that list is, the easier it makes it for scheduling. But what I'm talking about basically at this point is part-timers, the second guy on the shift. So having more people that more part-timers to be on the overtime rotation doesn't affect that at all. Matter of fact, part-timers being the problem, I don't have enough of them. I might not even be able to get any more on that rotation list because, I gotta have them and they gotta be qualified to work turns first before I can put them on the list. But that's not gonna help my current everyday problem. Because, sure, I could start putting 2 full-timers on there, but we don't have the money for that either. And every time that we have a call with 1 full-timer on duty, we're trying to get a second full-timer to come out and help. And although that hasn't been very successful lately, when they do, you're paying them overtime. So then you're hurting the bottom end by doing that. I mean, the best solution is to have enough part-timers to fill the schedule. And I don't know what to do that.
We would have to meet with the union in order to be able to have more than 2 people on that list, though, correct?
Yeah, we discussed that, yeah, that goes through the union, that's a contractual issue, yes.
So how open is the union to that?
What's that?
So how open is the union to that?
I
Brandon,
haven't
you get
discussed it with anybody. Village has to contact the union. But again, I'm gonna say, I don't have enough part-timers to fill my part-time slot, so they're not gonna be helping me fill in full-time slots, so.
Well, how many part-timers have we lost in the last couple of years? How many part-timers? It seemed like we had a bunch of part-timers and they just all went away. And then, we gave them a heck of a raise, they still didn't come back. So is there any possibility, Brandon, in getting some of these folks back? That's what we need to look into, at least get some part-timers back.
We need a list of all the people that were here.
Yeah, we need a list and you need to go out, go ahead.
A lot of people that do fire and EMS normally work 24, 48 schedules. A lot of guys at Wintersville said, well, one of the main reasons the pay is not good. I mean, basics make this, but paramedics at Wintersville full or part-time make almost 17 an hour. Well, one with the schooling, I mean, it's almost $10,000 now for schooling, but isn't it, Brandon, about 10,000? But a lot of them said that it's the hours, the 8-hour shifts.
Well, that's what we should work on also. I mean, I don't know why the tax not,
24,
I don't know why that's not been brought up
12.
even before. I mean, I know that over Weirton, I know they do the same thing. They work 24-hour shifts, they work 2 days or 3 days a week, there's other ways to look at this and we're just not looking at it.
That's
Well, you
what
can't
a lot
work
of them-
24-hour shifts here. You have to have facilities to work
Yeah, you have to
24 hours.
You have to have sleepers and all that stuff.
Kitchens and stuff like that, and unless the village wants to spend the money to build a fire station proper,
Well, we got 2 open rooms up there we could probably make sleepers out of, and I'm sure we could put a small kitchen in somewhere. I think there's options here that we're not exploring, honestly. And, I know that we're hurting for money here, and we're gonna try everything we can. But, Mayor, it's all you. I'm not gonna say that.
Now, we discussed the 12-hour shifts with the former chief here, but didn't go nowhere. And it was brought up about 24, 48, which other departments do, but we don't have the facilities to do it. And it's just to the point now where you don't have the the people right now.
We don't have the money or the people at this point in time,
Right.
you know.
But I was planning on talking about some things later on, you know, tonight, and, but, you know, I'm glad Jim brought it to attention, what's going on, because I do know a little bit what's going on, and, been throwing around some things, but, I know they're, the fire, paramedic and EMTs are, you know, basically, we're scratching.
Well,
And I've said that for a while.
I think you need to get the assistant chief and Jim and you and just sit down and start really brainstorming, because it needs to be done, it needs to be done quickly here. And you know, it's the safety of the people of this village right now that's at stake. And it's time to get off our ass and just do something here, whatever we can do. I don't know what we can do, honestly, I really don't. But the talk is over, we just gotta move. We gotta do something. We can sit here and talk all day, honestly. It's not gonna get us anywhere.
Jim was good enough to stay until he's got another month, and then he's gone. And that we'll be looking at there.
I just want to keep bringing it up because I want people to understand that there is a serious problem and it needs to be dealt with.
We know.
Now, Brandon has contacted a few of the people he's familiar with, paramedics, and he's given out some applications, but that process takes time to get people to fill out applications and get them in for background checks, this, that, and the other, and see how many actually want to come here and work once they find out all the details. And, you know, we might be able to bring a few people in, but I think long-term there has to be major changes in the way this department operates, or it's not going to survive. We're going to keep having this, and we're going to...
There's no doubt.
Bob, to answer your question, there's been many people in the past 5 years that have come here part-time, worked here for a while and quit. I don't know why they all have quit. I don't ask them, to be honest with you, so I don't know exactly what their reasonings were. Some, you know, probably, because I know that they're working at other places, it probably had to do with, you know, money or the other job or something like that, but I don't know, but I have like 12 people on the schedule, and those people work for a while and then they just stop showing up. So
I think we need to reach out to them again, or somebody. We just need to reach out to some of these people. Like I said, we got to do something here. We got to get some people in this department. Period. So, I mean, we could, like I said, we could talk here for another hour. We know there's a problem. I know there's a problem. It's not going to go away. So we need to meet it head on, and we can't back off of it anymore. That's it. Anything else?
So as the mayor touched on it, you know, we gotta do something with the chief position and figure out what's going on, whether we're gonna hire outside, inside, whatever, but, you know, a body needs to be hired here in the next few weeks, so that, because I'm leaving in a month, so it's hard enough with 4 people, let alone trying to do it with 3. Okay, so then let's go to some slightly better news. As far as our EMS money goes, as of July, we have transferred $98,700 into the village account. That leaves us 4 months to go in the year for that money. And Kim had originally projected $110,000, so we're only just under $12,000 short of that. So I think we're going to be fine this year as far as that money goes, unless it just stops all of a sudden, which I don't see it doing because we're still busy. We just found out today that we received a $1,500 grant from the Ohio Department, Ohio Division of EMS. Actually, Brandon, again, coming in here, burning the place up. He did all the legwork on this. It actually was a COVID-19 grant program, and we got the maximum amount that you could get, $1,500. So that pays for that one little box of masks that I bought. But, you know, better than nothing.
Who'd you get that grant from, Joey?
Ohio Division of EMS. Everybody that put in for it was eligible. We got the maximum now. Now that I told you how much money we have, I would like some of it back. In case you didn't know it, they had Apollo come in and sanitize the building last week. Apollo, was it? Yeah. And they have their little machine and they go around and it's called an electrostatic sprayer. It just sprays the chemicals and it puts an electric charge on it, and that's proven to make the chemicals stick to everything because it's got an electric charge. They charge, what, $450, $500 or something like that to walk around the offices upstairs. I am proposing to the village that if you give me $2,000, I will go and buy one of those sprayers and some chemicals. And we can do that ourselves in the future. The machine that Apollo used, it was a nice little shiny stainless steel cart with wheels and everything that they just wheeled around. That machine cost $6,000. And it uses Clorox. There's a lot of other chemicals out there, but one of the sprayers that I found that goes with one of those chemicals, the chemical's called vital oxide. It's a very good chemical. It's licensed by the EPA, and it kills hundreds of germs. The big long list of things: Staphylococcus, MRSA, norovirus, Legionella, which is legions, H1N1, which is swine flu, hepatitis A, B, and C, plus the coronavirus. It's certified to kill coronavirus. But anyway, they recommend, that chemical company recommends a sprayer. They have a couple of them, and they're both electrostatic. They have a small handheld one, which only costs $700, but it only holds like 3 or 4 ounces of the liquid. So that might be good for us to do the back of the ambulance or something. It wouldn't be good anywhere else to do rooms in a building. So they have one that's actually a backpack, carries 2 1/4 gallons of the fluid, and it's battery powered, and you walk around, it looks like spraying for weeds or something like that. You walk around with the wand and you just walk through the building and spray this stuff. Like I said, it's an electrostatic, which is what they recommend for it. And it costs about $1,800. I've found them anywhere from $18,000 to $3,000. So that tells you how much profit they're making on some of them. But I'm requesting $2,000 to be able to buy one of those pumps and a couple $100 worth of chemicals. And we will be able to sanitize this building, any other building in the, the rest of the water plant, sewage plant, whatever buildings that the city owns, the pool, whatever. We can do that. And we will use it to sanitize our vehicles, the ambulances and stuff. So I think that this coronavirus is here to stay, and it's not going to go away soon, and we're going to have to be doing this cleaning and sanitizing and wearing of the masks and stuff. So, I think it might be better if we do it and control it ourselves. It's up to you guys, but I'm requesting that so we can buy one of those. And that's all I really got. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Jim. Hey, one thing though, I know you and Timmy usually go down there, another thing about the buildings down there, the pigeon dropping, you guys once in a while, everyone goes down there on that sidewalk down there.
I don't know where you're talking about, Mayor.
Down by Smith Building, Minch's, and pigeons down there.
Passages,
Passages building, there's
Avalon,
pitching droppings down there. I think one of the trucks went down one, I had to go down one time, clean that sidewalk off. And I know Timmy does it too. You know, it's just a mess down there. I mean, it's a hazard down there, it's a health hazard down there. And there's something else we have to look at.
We might consider calling the health department and then writing up if the vermin or the pests are getting in and out of the building.
Oh, they're up there.
We should
It's
write
bad.
up the property owners and get them to seal their buildings up.
Yeah, it's bad down there.
Okay, we'll go look at it then.
All right, thank you.
Mayor.
Yes.
Jim, is it possible, or Brandon, meet as a safety committee and see what we can work out about the fire department?
Sure, all I gotta do is have a meeting, tell us, we'll be there.
Well, there's a lot more to the safety committee because we've got the 3 representatives from the union too, so you have to make sure to invite them. It's not just the fire department. Remember?
Yeah, I think it'd be, if we could get together and see what we can come up with.
But there's at least 6 of us on that committee now.
Huh?
There's 6 of, I think 6 of us on that committee now, not counting anybody from fire.
Oh,
There
okay.
was what, Kyle, Josh, me, you, there was an,
George is on, George is on
I'm
with you
trying
and I
to
on
think
the
who, I
safety.
think they had 3 members from the safety board, or the union, on our safety committee.
When would be a good time that you could meet, George?
I can
This-
do any time.
This is something we should do quick.
Soon.
This week you're on daylight?
Yeah.
Is that right? I mean, important that the mayor involved with this, he's administrative, he's of his oversight. Maybe Thursday?
Thursday, I can't, Thursday.
Anytime good with you?
Next Thursday or this Thursday?
This Thursday.
Yeah, I'm out of town. I'm off for the rest of the week.
Which one you want, this Thursday or next?
Well, if Jim's not going to be here this Thursday, it wouldn't make much sense to meet without him, as far as those things go.
You're back to school, aren't you?
Yeah, kind of.
All right. And you're daylight, you can't be out.
Yeah, I can, anytime after.
So what Thursday we doing, this
No,
one?
I can't be here this
You can't do
Thursday.
it.
So next one, next Thursday?
Well, we'll see.
Well, then the mayor can't make it
Oh.
next Thursday, can
You
you?
can't make it, Mayor?
Not next Thursday.
Any day next
You
week?
want afternoon
You
next week?
schedule a day, schedule next Thursday. If you can do it next Thursday,
That's the
I-
27th,
it's a night or something.
27th?
If it's up to everyone.
That's next Thursday.
Oh, wow. Already.
How's that sound? Jim? Okay.
Yes, good, what time?
Jody Lynn, you're the one that's working. George?
Anytime after
6?
6 is good with me,
How about
but
6:15?
that works.
George?
I can make it work, I think.
All right.
Pretty sure.
Satch, are you getting a hold of the other members?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, 6 or 6:15?
I wrote down 6:15.
6:15, all right, 6:15.
Why,
Good.
Mayor, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Why you get the other union involved in the fire department?
The other.
Simply, yeah, you're gonna invite the rest of this union, the other union, to come for the fire department.
That wasn't me who did it. I don't know.
No, all I said is if it's a safety committee, we have more than 3 members on the safety committee.
Are you,
There's,
you're not, there's a safety committee through the contract, which is required a certain number of meetings. That's not
I don't
council.
know. All I know is when I was head of the safety committee last year, the union, I believe they were going to file a grievance against us because they were supposed to have representation on the safety committee, and we
That's
had
different.
6 members there.
That's a different committee.
Okay, if that's what you're telling me.
Yeah, the committee that you're thinking by contract is a safety committee,
Well, I'm
but
telling
it's
you,
not
anytime I called a
council.
safety meeting, it was
It's
with
not-
all 6
yeah,
people.
It's not, well, that may be. I'm just saying that the committee, there's a committee under the contract.
It would just be nice to know, instead of having all this,
Well, I mean, that's the contract, you've got, and I hate to say this, but you've got some people that think they can interpret the contract any way they want to. One or two of our union people and not the people that are here. There is a committee by contract. As part of the contract, it's required, it's supposed to meet periodically. That's not council's safety committee. They're two separate entities.
Like I said, this sure wasn't told to me when I was head of the safety committee all last year.
Nobody asked me.
Oh, you were at the meetings when I called them, come on.
Yeah, but I don't know who, you call a safety committee for council. I assume you're calling a safety committee for council. You never got into
I
who
didn't
was
know
in
there
it.
were two.
Yeah.
I mean, as
Well,
far
there
as
are.
I'm concerned, there was a safety committee that involved 3 councilmen, and then as of last year, it involved 3 other
No,
people.
there's 2 different committees. They're 2 different committees.
Okay.
Okay.
So then we're okay with just the fire department?
Yeah.
Okay. Jim, you got that?
Yes.
Okay. Brandon?
What are we meeting to discuss? The overtime rotation issue, or the fire department in general, or what's the subject matter?
Everything.
I would say in general.
Yes.
Everything?
Everything.
Yes.
It needs discussed, we got to.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the issues you've been talking about today, we have to talk about.
Okay.
There's no doubt.
Overtime vacation, union has to be there.
So we'll need to 6:15. Jack?
Not me, I'm not gonna be there.
No, I know that.
I'm Mr. Mayor, I gotta get my hand up here. You won't look at me. I'd like to make a
I'm not
motion,
recognizing you.
Corporal May.
I'd like to make a motion, we take $2,000 out of capital improvement fund.
Okay, I recognize you now. Go ahead.
I make a motion, we take $2,000 out of capital improvement fund to buy what Jim needs for that sprayer. That would take care of the whole city.
I second.
Can we do that, Ernie?
Yeah.
Capital improvement fund?
Sure.
Okay, there's money in there. It's under 50, 51, 872, 621, 250. All right, Jax? Yes. Where's one of them?
Anybody,
Jerry, second.
can anybody
Yes.
spray this stuff? Or are we, is
You
it
got
get to a
some-
point
No,
where
you don't have to be, yeah, anybody can use it, it's safe, there's no, you don't have to have training, you don't have to wear protective gear, I mean, you wear a mask or some gloves, but I mean, you don't have to wear some suit or something. The stuff is not harmful, you can, be in the room and it's not gonna kill you.
I made a motion, she seconded it. I need to have a vote.
Well,
Jack.
Cramlet
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yes.
and Fitzgerald, I
Yes.
didn't hear.
Jody seconded. I made a motion, she seconded.
Yeah, Bertel, Fitzgerald, okay. Cramlet
No. Yes.
and Fitzgerald,
Yes.
where am I?
Erwin?
Irvin,
Yes.
Harrod,
Yes.
Bertel,
Yes.
Healer.
Yes.
6-0.
Thank you. I'll get it ordered.
Thanks, Mr. Patel.
I want to ask one more question. Since we're on the party, I want to ask a question. This piece of equipment is not going to go public, is it? I hope, God, no.
No, we're not loaning it out, no, it's
Okay.
gonna be city-owned and just not used for the city.
When you say city-owned, you know how it is, like the bar stuff.
I do, but no, that's not my intention.
All right.
Well, if the school would ask him, maybe as a courtesy, he will.
Pardon?
If the school would ask him as a courtesy, he
Or he
would.
can go up and use it
Yes.
for
School's a
them.
little different than taking it to your house and putting it.
As soon as word gets out, everybody's gonna want it.
Too bad.
How much is the chemical? Keep refilling?
$38 a gallon.
And how far does a gallon get you?
I think it goes pretty far on my exam. I have to check on that.
Wintersville has something like that, they use vinyl oxide, and we have just a gallon jug, and it normally lasts a couple weeks. We'll do our squads, like,
You have a lot of square footage worth?
yeah, we do the whole station and the squads.
So just the big upfront cost is the equipment itself?
So, yeah, the sprayer, because it's an electrostatic sprayer, it's not just simple pump thing.
I have a question. You're saying if the school wants it, we're gonna let them borrow?
No, forget it, man.
Oh,
Forget it. I was just,
I think
I was
we
just
should start that.
Forget
We're
it.
gonna have everybody in
I'm
this
sorry.
village. Okay.
I make a comment here and there, just to get everybody at ease.
Just to see if we're paying attention.
Yeah. All right, thanks, Jim. Let's move on. Okay, you did the water report, sewerage, IT's not here. Mr. Huggins, anything on finance?
No, that's been a little bit.
Yes, George?
Checkbook Ohio, it's been over 3 years. I contacted them directly, and they're telling me they have no data from us. No data from us. It's been 3 years.
Probably not from this year, but they've had.
No, that they have nothing, not at all from us in over 3 years.
Who's your contact? Give me a name.
I'll give you their name and number. I mean, this is going for 3 years. They're getting nothing from us. This is a process that should take 3-4 months tops. At the utmost chance. Well, you're overseeing that. You're the head.
I'm just saying, I'm not arguing with you about that,
Yeah.
but they do have information.
Yeah, when this has to get done ASAP. Council voted on this back in, July, back in 2017.
You get a name and number?
I'll get you their name and number for you before I leave tonight.
Okay. We'll call them tomorrow. In fact, I'll call you, put you on speakerphone with them and see what we got.
Yeah, at the school, all day tomorrow, meetings. And training, all that jazz.
All right, George, we have ordinance, anything here?
Yes, we have 2 ordinances tonight, Mayor. Ordinances 2014-13 and 2014-14. Ernie, quick question.
Yeah.
2020-13 is the advancement of sick leave.
Right.
In the heading, it says 160. In section 1, it says 320.
It's three, whatever's in the body.
Bottom, okay.
Typo.
So scratch at the top, make it 320?
Yeah, 320.
320. Okay, so, first ordinance before us tonight, ordinance 2020-13. An ordinance to provide for an advance of 320 hours of sick leave to Patrolman Doug Hartsock and declaring an emergency.
Go ahead.
I move that a rule requiring an ordinance or resolution to be read by title only on 3 separate occasions be dispensed with. An ordinance or resolution number 2020-13 be given its second and third reading at this time by title only and placed before the council for its final passage or rejection.
Yes.
Second.
Question.
Yes.
Does this guy agree with this?
I think we took at the last meeting. We're going to have him sign something. I mean, he's going to sign an agreement, but I can't have him sign an agreement until we pass the ordinance.
understand.
But he agreed to it at the last meeting.
My understanding, he wasn't signing no agreement.
My understanding was he was signing an agreement for these 3 years. So, I mean, that was the condition put, when he was here, that was what they told, that was what they put upon it.
Mayor, I mean, you talked to him, did you?
I'm not gonna speak, he was supposed to be here tonight, I thought.
And I'm hearing that he wasn't.
I can't, I'm not gonna go in here and say.
I'm last one to know anything but, I mean, I understand he wasn't signing an agreement.
Last meeting, he was here, we asked for it, and,
I don't understand the sick leave, that's all.
I mean, if you pass this ordinance, do you have to?
Oh, okay.
The ordinance is conditioned on him agreeing to,
Yeah. If he doesn't agree to it, then it's not, it doesn't go into
he
effect.
doesn't get the sick leave. You can give it one reading if you want to.
I would.
Give it one reading until we get clarification. Joe, you made the motion, that's up to you.
Do you want to keep the motion or rescind it?
Rescind it and just have one reading.
So it's not an emergency then?
Right.
Okay, then we can rescind it.
He's going on April 4th, he told me. October 4th is when he's gonna go out.
Okay.
Yeah, October 4th. He is using his last week of vacation. He's taking that in September.
So how long is this sick time good for? Do we have a meeting before the next time?
This ordinance is all new to me, Jack. But I mean, I thought we talked about it. I was actually gonna go to executive session, talk to you about an executive session. I didn't know we were gonna pass an ordinance. Again, I know the mayor talked to him about it, and I don't know what was said in that meeting. We talked to him on a Friday, my understanding was.
You never said nothing about not signing the contract.
See, I'm told it, again, I'm told he wasn't signing a contract.
But
'Cause he don't
you
belong
told
now.
me he wasn't gonna sign no 3-year contract.
And that's okay, that's all I'm talking.
I said, I'm not going on everyone's hearsay. It was here where the council says you sign a 3-year, because she says we don't want to lose you. I don't know if he answered it or not.
I mean, I agree on a 3-year contract, I like to have it signed. If they don't want to sign a 3-year contract, then they got to do it then now, get a medical leave. And that's what I told him. I talked to him on the phone about this.
Okay. So we had the first
So that's
reading.
what I'm saying, I understand it, and that's,
Call him, see if he's
I thought he'd be here. Just text him.
2020-14, ready to roll on? All right, ordinance 24, it should be 2020 at the top, a little typo up there, scratch out.
I haven't done one of those for so long.
2020-14,
We haven't appropriated money in the middle of the year.
True. Evidence right there. Ordinance 2020-14, an ordinance to appropriate funds within the various accounts of Village of Mingo Junction and declaring an emergency.
Go ahead.
I move that a rule requiring an ordinance or resolution to be read by title only on 3 separate occasions be dispensed with, and ordinance or resolution number 2020-14 be given its second and third reading at this time by title only and placed before this council for its final passage or rejection.
Second.
Vote.
Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Urban,
Yes.
Herrick,
Yes.
Patel, Peeler,
Yes.
Cranford,
Ordinance 2020-14, an ordinance to appropriate funds within the various accounts of the Village of Mingo Junction and declare an emergency. Ordinance 2020-14, an ordinance to appropriate funds within the various accounts of the Village of Mingo Junction and declare an emergency.
Go ahead, Adam.
Mayor, I move that ordinance 2020-14 be adopted at this time as presented.
Second.
Vote.
Urban,
Yes.
Herrick,
Yes.
Patel,
Yes.
Peeler,
Yes.
Cranford, Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Go ahead.
Also, under ordinances, I just wanted to ask a question of clarification and then bring something to the attention of the council. First thing, as far as clarification, as far as the posting of ordinances in public places, who is doing that currently for us?
Was that?
Who's posting the ordinances after they're passed?
Yeah, we have.
At public places and things like
No,
that?
they're in the public posting.
Michael used to do it.
Yeah.
He used to do it at the Indian Village Apartments.
Post office.
There's
And there was
there's
another
five
one, I can't
locations.
remember.
There's 5 locations.
We gotta make sure we get back on that, because I had feared that was not occurring. Secondarily, according to our ordinances presently, those places of posting are municipal building, obviously, post office, the Mingo Pharmacy, Mingo Diner, Indian Village Apartments, and then the website. So I just want to bring it to council's attention that perhaps it's time to, rethink some of those type of locations as far as posting.
Yeah, the
And maybe
pharmacy's gone.
the pharmacy, you can't get in there to put anything.
You
so
said the
let them post
municipal,
it.
post office, the
Municipal
pharmacy.
building, post office, pharmacy, Mingo Diner,
Diner,
Indian
okay.
Village Apartments, and the website of the current posting locations according to ordinance. So we should look into maybe modifying that to other locations. Something to think about
Something up
before
on the
next
hill.
council meeting, see what makes sense.
Some other trading up on a hill.
That's what I was thinking, yeah. That'd be a good spot, I think.
Yeah, take the place of maybe the pharmacy.
Yeah.
And then with Mingo Diner, the reduced hours, I'm not quite
Yeah, they're
sure
only
if
there,
that,
what,
If you
8 to 2
look,
or something?
those are not, that's not where we were posting recently. We did, council did allow
I
them
thought
to
so.
change it, but they didn't change the ordinance. They didn't do it by ordinance, they did it by motion. If you look at the bottom of the ordinances, it shows where where they should be posted. And the only thing that's problematic there, what I think with Adam here was Mingo Market, but, I think they can still post, because they always post them outside on the bulletin board, I think.
They want to go short.
Yeah. I mean, we can revise that ordinance if you want.
So we just put one up, these places for a month and then take it back down as we get more and more ordinances come through, or what?
Yeah. Usually they'll post, maybe a couple months worth even.
Okay.
Just periodically clean out the old ones.
So is there anyone you want to add to, or since?
Well, that's what we're going to talk about next time. I think we're going to talk about where
Yeah.
we want to go.
Give it a bit till next meeting, think about some things, which we got some good ideas, good thoughts, come back, discuss it, bring forth motions at point in time.
We don't have a ton of options,
No, we
We
don't.
don't. Unfortunately.
Barbecue place, oh, it's not.
Yeah, I miss that place a lot. I still go to Toronto to eat, but it's not the same.
All right, thank you, George. Mr. Herrick, anything on safety?
Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. Bob, I've talked to you a lot about some of the trees that need to cut down. Are still bad.
Yeah, we
Truck.
can't, we'd have to call somebody in if that one over the back in the parking lot. We can't get to it.
That guy there,
We gotta find out really.
On the-
Yeah,
right up street there, and then I told, we still got nestlers up on the hill yet, we talked about up there too. Of course, that was big, I think Timmy said we'd have to get somebody come in and do
might
that.
get somebody get all them if you want to
Yeah.
cut all them down.
That's all I have there.
All right, thank you. Jody, anything on service?
Not at this time.
Okay, Adam, anything on street lights, sidewalks, or curbs?
nothing to report, Mayor.
I'd just like to thank Jaggers, at the bottom of Montgomery Lane, all the way down, there were 2 lights out. The Grand Tonics and some of the people down there asked for those lights to be turned on, and we finally put them on. He said, thank you, Jags, for doing that.
No problem, no problem.
You're all right, Jags. Jack, anything on water and sewage?
Nothing, Mayor.
Cemeteries, recreation?
Nothing, Mayor.
All right. George, anything health and pension?
Not yet, but I'll have to get with you to get your contact and to get that rolling for next year. So I'll email you later on this week about that.
Pat, anything on senior citizen?
Nothing.
Even though we're closed, yeah. BHJ, no, economic development, George.
Yes,
I told you we gotta get together.
We have to schedule a meeting committee as well as mayor administrator to get some things rolling on that. So let's figure out what makes sense, what works, and let's get that scheduled.
I'm sure you already wrote the grant there, George. You had all the time off in the summer.
I'm the IT guy. I have no time off. I'm in charge of all the IT, so that's been fun. Okay, so how about Thursday, this Thursday?
Thursday, I got a board meeting.
Okay.
Full board.
Okay. How about this Friday?
It's supposed to be our swim party.
Oh, is that happening?
Yeah.
Friday, what time?
You guys want to meet here around 6?
I mean,
Friday evening.
I'm not gonna make it.
6 o'clock.
Too early? Should we do later, or is the day not good?
the day's not good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I can come
We're
earlier.
gonna meet on a
but I'm
Friday.
not sure. I would have to be in the afternoon. Unless
Okay.
something unless I can change. So go ahead and have it.
No,
I don't
let's
want to
just,
meet on a Friday.
let's just
I
push
don't want
it
to meet on a
back.
Friday.
Oh, okay.
Let's see
Okay.
here.
Well, that's going to be here Friday, so I can't change it.
Okay, let's see, they're making that a little bit too. All right, 2 weeks from tonight, the 1st.
I'll be there.
August 1st.
At 6 o'clock?
Economic development.
September 1st, 6 o'clock. Okay.
And then September, we go back to our regular meetings, so the 8th and the 22nd, right? Yep. So September 1st, 6 PM, economic development, and we have a safety committee the 27th at 6:15, right, Satch? 6:15?
What's that?
Safety committee meeting is 6:15
Yeah.
6:15?
on the 27th?
I can't hear yours, so I tell them
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Put it down.
15,
6:15?
6:15?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you're right.
All right, thank you, George. Randy, I see you back here.
I just came to make sure that you received my letter and my maps and
I got your letter, your maps, I gotta ask solicitor what we have to do, you know.
Yeah, council will have to have a public hearing.
Okay.
And it'll have to be advertised, so we'll get that taken care of.
All right, thanks, Randy. Todd, do you have anything?
Not for entertainment.
You hiding around there, Austin, anything?
Yeah, I was hiding. I'm good.
All right, if not, I'd like to make a motion to go in executive session, or someone can make a motion. Go in executive session.
For what purpose?
Personnel.
Second, or you want me to make a motion?
Make it.
I'll make a motion, we go into executive session to discuss
Adam,
personnel.
second.
Second. Yep.